welcome to Tone Wars Sunday night. I'm Carrie, and that's Jarrod.
Nice and loud for everyone. Sorry for the wait, guys. Extra stuff going on today. Lots of extra stuff. Last minute website uploads and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, it's been a little hectic, but we got it done. So, appreciate you guys waiting and understanding. Thanks for your patience.
That's right. Yeah. Here we are.
It is worth the wait, though. Trust me, these captures came out great. I'll have so the quad cortex stuff is up and ready to send out to everybody in the cloud, and I have the website link ready. And then tomorrow I'll have the Tonex stuff up. The Tonex ones are done. I just got to upload them and all that, so I just got to double check them all and make sure they're good. And I'll have those up tomorrow first thing. And man, they came out good. I spent from 9 o'clock in the morning yesterday all the way up till 5 o'clock sharp doing these capture packs, and it was a whole day worth of work, and they came out really freaking good. I mean, this is one of the best ones I've done so far. So I'm super happy with everything. And I forgot my, oh, here they are. And I dropped it. I was going to clean my glasses, but
I think you'll be okay.
I guess I'll have to deal with it tonight. Damn it. Anyway, hope everybody's doing well. We had an amazing lunch and dinner, didn't we?
We did.
It was awesome.
Yep, Jarrod finally got the beef smoked, what is it, chuck roast?
Chuck roast, yeah.
Yeah, to work out. I've done it 3 times, and I've ruined about $300 worth of meat.
It just sucks, man.
Yeah,
It does
cannot get it right for some reason, but I'm going to eventually.
Yeah, I think we figured out the trick today, so yeah. It came out really good, though, man. We devoured that whole thing. It's all gone, right?
It's all gone.
Yeah, we tore that thing up like a pack of lions.
In the bellies.
Yep.
It was beautiful outside. The sun was finally out and looking like spring.
Very
here in
nice.
Michigan.
Yep. A little windy.
It's going to be almost 70 tomorrow.
Is it really?
High
oh,
60s.
Sweet. I'm going to do some yard work and keep my windows open.
The winders?
My windows. All day, the windows are going to be open.
He's going to be home tomorrow.
Yeah, Skeeter's coming over. Going to drink some shine and play some Skinnerd. It's going to be fun.
All right. Well, let me say hi. Ben Burnett was the first one here.
Hey, Ben.
Tony Krozik is with us.
Tony, what's happening, man?
Jeff Hirschberg is here. He says he can't wait for that Tonex pack tomorrow.
What's up, Jeff? Thank you. Yeah, they if they sound anything like the QCs, which I'm sure they do, oh my God, that amp was really cool. So I captured it in its best settings.
Flux is here.
What's up, Flux?
Says, go Carrie and Jarrod. How's everyone doing? I really like the Alta 100 demo. Excited to hear how the QC captures sound. I'm sure they're killer. I have 56 of your excellent captures on my QC.
Well, thanks, man. I got some of yours too, and you did a great job on yours as well, man. Thank you. Yeah, that amp was, it was interesting. Like when I first played it, I got home from washing 42 trucks, and I was dead tired. That was the night I fell on my ass in the parking lot, and I fell in a puddle, and I had to wash the rest of the trucks with a wet booty. It sucked.
You handled that quite well.
Yeah.
Seriously, considering you really did. We were talking on the phone, and he was like, oh, and I'm like, what? And he's like, I just landed on my butt in a puddle.
2 foot of water. Yeah, and I got home that night, and I was playing it, and I was like, okay, I don't know about this amp yet. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to make any decisions yet. And then the next day, I talked to Shay Monometh. He helps kind of put them together here in America, and I had a conversation with him on the phone, and like what's this amp all about, and all that. So I went down with a different perspective and fresh ears, and I wasn't tired, and I started playing it. I was like, all right, I think I got this thing dialed in for the video. It just sounds really good. And so by the end of the video, I was like, dude, this amp slays. Really good amp. So I did captures because I figured people would like them. And they came out really good. So
did we already say hi to Steve-O?
No, we didn't.
Hi, Steve-O.
What's up, man? Good to see you.
He said he's looking forward to hearing this QC pack.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. It's I was playing it all night last night, and today, this morning when I got up, I played it a little bit, and man, it sounds killer in the living room.
Gravel Rex is here.
What's up, Steve?
Vince Salutari.
Hey, Vince. What's happening, man?
Dean Harkness. What's up, man?
Dean, haven't seen you in like 2 weeks, I think.
Braxwell says, I have been jamming to this backing track Hendrix song. Who knows? You should try it sometime.
Oh, cool, man. There's a ton of backing tracks up on YouTube. You can just download them and do whatever you want with them. And yeah, I think that's a great idea. I should probably start doing that too, just jamming to random tracks and having fun with it. I think it would be fun.
I have tracks that you can jam to.
You do?
To learn stuff.
Oh, yeah. As soon as I master the other thing that you've been wanting me to do, I'll get that done.
Hyperbole Kid. Hey, Jarrod.
Hey.
Would love to know your thoughts on the toxic Facebook gear groups. They're crazy boost Karens.
Oh, man. Dude, there's this one guy, Reza, who I think is an absolute piece of trash in there, and I can't stand that freaking prick. Every time I do a demo, he's always got to troll me in the group, and, oh, did you boost it, blah, blah, blah. And he thinks that if you boost an amp, you ruin the demo and you don't know what you're doing and blah, blah, blah. He's an arrogant prick, and I freaking can't stand that guy. And so, yeah, he's an absolute troll, and about 90% of the people in there hate his guts, too. But, yeah, there's definitely some people in the groups that they just ruin everything. And, you know, the thing is half of these guys that are in these groups that act like this, especially towards some of us YouTubers, it's like, dude, I don't see you doing anything. You know, those who can't, bitch, you know. I mean, that's basically how it is. And these guys don't have the gumption to put together a studio, to have a channel and, you know, do a bunch of demos and put themselves out there, but they'll definitely hide behind people in the bleachers and, you know, and say their snarky comments, and it drives me nuts sometimes, you know. Some of these guys, I'd really like to lock myself in a room with them for 5 minutes. But, you know, it's just the way it is. It's the way it is in the groups, and it's part of you know, doing the public thing. You know, you go in a Facebook group and you post something and you ask a question and everybody treats you like you're stupid, and it's just ridiculous sometimes, you know. And it should be fun. It should be fun. But people like that always ruin it for everybody, and yeah, it drives me nuts, man. It really does. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about because I see the comments all the time in the groups, and that's honestly one of the reasons why I quit posting my videos in there, because you get some positive things, and unfortunately it's the negative ones that stick with you. And I don't mind if somebody disagrees with me, but there's people that are in there that just, you know, they just crap all over your stuff, and you know,
they get off on just being mean and rude.
Well, it's
for
because
no reason.
Yeah, it's because
And then
their
you're
life
in a
sucks.
constant state of fighting anger and stress, and it's not worth it.
Yeah, Kyle Bull
It's
did
not
that
worth
too. He talked about that too. He's like, I'm done with these freaking groups, and I don't blame him, you know, because, you know, you work your ass off on a video. You know, your average video could take anywhere from 2 to 6 hours to do, you know, between setup, shooting, editing, upload, thumbnail, the whole thing. And you work your ass off on all that, and then you get some guy that just wants to, you know, some guy got, you know, he says, I shoot my videos with a potato. And it's like, dude, that's a $3,000 camera right there. And then
Nobody's perfect. You're going to make mistakes here and there. Something's going to get by you.
Yep. And then I have another camera right here that I spent $3,500 on. All it is a secondary shot, and for you to see the amp. You know, I spent that kind of money, and then people want to, you know, troll me because you know, like, oh, it was slightly out of focus, or it's like, dude, come on, man. I'll give you a full refund. In other words, you paid nothing for the video. What are you complaining for? But no, I get it, dude. I totally get it. I could do probably a series of episodes on how much I hate the toxicity that's in those groups, you know. But
It's in all of them. It's not just music related. I'm in a couple carnivore groups, and
oh yeah, there's
I won't ask questions.
Yeah.
I just search for topics because
Yeah.
people are just brutal with
Yeah.
their answers. And
Yep. I mean, try going into the pressure washing groups that I'm in. They're all a bunch of contractors, man. You think man. And don't you dare post a video or a picture in those pressure washing groups of you doing something wrong, but acting like, hey guys, I'm killing it today. Look at this house I just washed. And we're all like, yeah, you are killing that house. So yeah, I mean, but there's times when it's deserved, but then there's times when it's like, come on, you know. But I get you, man. I get you. I mean, that's why I rarely post in those groups anymore.
Braxel says, I watched this video where the guy ran riffs through the slow 100, slow 30, and the Astro, and to me they all sound nearly the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Astro is very, very close to the slow. I actually compared it. I shot them out. I think I shot it out with the slow 30. And
our microphone volume's a little low.
Is it?
No, well, J-Dubs says it is. I don't know. Is mine muted?
No.
Okay.
No, I can hear you. Let me turn us up a little bit. Just trying to do it on this stupid. There we go. Maybe that's better. Okay. Yeah, I shot it out, the Astro out with the slow, and I didn't hear much of a difference. I thought the Astro was a little tighter. That was pretty much the only difference I heard. So yeah, I mean, it from what I hear, it's pretty much the same circuit. It's just in a different package, you know, like with the DIs and all that. I mean, it's a killer amp, man. It really is.
Jim Simmons says, Jarrod, how come guitar companies do not make a double neck 6 plus 7-string electric guitar? I would like to play one.
Oh, that would be interesting. It'd be very expensive too. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, we're gonna have to spend or charge $8,000 for this, and then how many people are gonna buy it? So, I don't know. You know how it is with these companies. They got the bean counters in the basement. And they're like, oh hell no, we're not gonna do that. You know.
Tyler James is here.
Hey, what's up, man?
Less talk, more tone.
What's up, Rob? How you doing, man?
ADA MP1 is here. He says, you ever plan on making IRs for, say, like a Celestion 20, 25, 75, Creambacks, and others?
Oh, good question. You know, I got to get with TJ, and I want to sit down and do another IR pack, and maybe we'll get some more speakers and stuff down here where I can do Creambacks and stuff, because that Zilla cab is good for swapping out speakers. So I want to do like another essential IR pack volume 2 and have those in there. Excuse me, man, this water. I forgot how burpy I get. Yeah, I want to do that, and then have a different power amp that time, and make them even more flatter, you know, and see how close I can get them to just 100% flat, you know. Flat meaning, you know, you just drag and drop and everything is like a normal speaker with nothing enhanced or changed or anything, you know. So I think that would be really cool.
Oh, J-Dubs is here.
J-Dubs, what's happening?
Dean Harkness says, yeah, we had company in town last weekend.
Nice.
He says, I love metal, but that has to be one of the most toxic communities out there.
And it just sucks because it hinders people from learning. And I just dropped my black pick on the black carpet, and I think it's
by my foot.
It's been, oh, it is? How does it get over there?
It just bounces.
Just ends up in the shadow realm, you know?
Physics.
Because physics. But yeah, well, just like what you were saying with the group that you're in. You genuinely want to know something, but you're afraid to ask because you don't want to get trolled by a bunch of know-it-alls, you know? And you missed out on the information because of that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can search.
You can,
and I can typically figure it out. But
yeah. It's like that's
don't have a group. If you don't want people to ask questions,
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Isn't that what the group's for?
Make your own different group. That's one of the rules is no asking questions.
Yeah. Have like the hoity-toity version of it, you know, where it's like, here's the know-it-alls, and no one posts because everybody knows everything. Have fun with that. 0 posts. And don't dare ask a question in that group. What are you doing here? Thought you knew it all.
I'm also in another group, though, that, I mean, every day you get the same question. And I don't think they should be trolled, but you may just say, hey, you could search for that.
Yeah.
Hey, we discussed that yesterday, you know, I don't know. But I don't know why people just have to be rude.
Well, that's what happened in the pressure washing groups after a while. It was just like, rule number 1, use the search button.
Yeah.
Use that. and then if you can't find what you need there, ask a question.
Right.
You know, but other than, because it does get old after a while, some people. But the thing is, though, is that's business. This is gear. It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
And if you don't know something, like, you know, I mean, there's
You can
so
still search, but ask the question. People have different opinions, and
Yeah.
his opinion might be better for you than his opinion.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah.
I'll never troll anybody here for asking questions. So ask away, man, because we all had to learn from somebody, you know? So if you want to play Stump the Host, go
Ask
ahead.
away live when we're live. If you send messages, it might be a minute before
Might be
it
a
gets
minute.
back.
Exactly.
Your phone has been blowing up
Yeah.
with messages, and
It has, yep.
you're gonna have to start charging for that stuff.
Yeah, I might have to.
I mean, seriously, it's eating up time. Lots
Yeah.
of time.
Yeah, there are days it's pretty busy around here.
And it frustrates you too.
Well, I wouldn't say it frustrates me that much. I don't mind,
I
but
think the busy days where there's multiple, and not just onesie twosie, but
it can get a little overwhelming. I don't get mad about it, but it gets a little overwhelming sometimes. But
because you
it's
don't
okay.
want to let people down, but at the same
No.
time, you've got stuff to do.
Well, when it's really kind of funny is when I'm down here shooting a video and my phone's going bing, bing, bing. And I'm like, I got to retake all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I turn this volume knob up, bing, bing, I'm like, oh my God, I got to put my phone in airplane mode or something.
Right. And then people are mad at you because they can't get a hold of you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I'm kind of busy right now, sorry.
CS says, oof, tell us how you really feel. Hey, CS.
Hey, what's up, man? Oh, you know me, man. I do not hold back.
Matthew Sprague. Hey, y'all. Been a while since I've been able to be live. Glad to be back. Love the PRS videos.
Oh, hey, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Good to see you here. Yeah, those videos are, I liked doing them. I was surprised at the red one, that lower priced one, because I've been so disconnected from the guitar building, you know, whatever the pricing and all that, because I just play my Ernie balls and my Schecter and my freaking Kiesel, and I really have never looked at anything else because I'm satisfied. But I started going, well, maybe I should do some videos on guitars because, you know, I've done everything else. So, you know, after a while, it's like, yeah, I need to do some fresh stuff. And I had no idea that PRS had affordable guitars like that. I really didn't know. I always thought PRS, because like when I was a kid, they were like, you know, untouchable guitars, you know, and I never knew that they came out with all these affordable models. And then when I started diving into their lineup, because I've been talking to Jean over there, it was really cool. She's been really helpful with me, and I've been talking to her, and I was like, she's like, well, what models would you like to demo? And I looked through their website. I'm like, oh my God, like you guys got a billion models at all kinds of price ranges and different features. And I'm like, man, I've been living under a rock. So I got some more coming, and I'm looking forward to demoing this next one, because I was surprised at the price and the features for the price. And the Mark Holcomb one really surprised me too, because I mean, it's a signature model and it's a PRS. I was expecting $2,500, but it's $1,249 for his. I'm like, what, for the 7-string? And I think the 6-string is like $1,179 or something. I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Braxel says, I'm really interested in the new Friedman Vintage series of amps that's coming out.
Oh yeah, I am too. I know he's doing one I can't talk about yet, but yeah, he's doing one that's supposed to be really kick-ass, and I can't wait to get my hands on that. all I can
Hyperbole
say.
Kid says, agreed. They mod amps just to not use boosts. It's crazy. Want to get a Boost Karen shirt. We got to make.
Oh, I want to
Yeah,
make a Boost Karen shirt so bad. And here's the other thing. Okay, so when they mod an amp so that it doesn't need a boost, guess what they do to it typically? They put the circuit in the amp. You see what I'm saying? Like a boost pedal has a clipping diode and a couple other things in it. So, well, my amp doesn't need a boost because it's already built into the amp. You know, it's like, oh, really? That's pretty much what they're doing. They're tightening it up like a boost pedal would. And maybe there's some other little things, but that's all it is. You know?
Braxel says, Jared, don't worry about those lamers. They're just displaying how miserable their lives are and are most likely jealous of you.
Well, I agree. I mean, that's the thing. Like, most of the people that act like that are miserable. They really are. And joy comes out of people that are happy, and negativity and misery comes out of people who are miserable. You know, it's just, what does your vessel carry, you know, and that's what comes out of it. So you have to look at it that way, but there's times where, you know, depending on the mood I'm in, if somebody says something wrong, you know, or stupid like that, oh yeah, it can get my freaking hair standing up a little bit. And yeah, I don't have a problem getting crappy with them either, because it's like, look, I just worked my ass off on this video and you're getting shitty about it publicly. Well, it's like they said when we were kids, right? Well, if you act up in front of everybody, you're going to get your ass spanked in front of everybody too.
There's more ass spanking needs to happen.
Oh yeah.
Maybe people wouldn't act like that.
Exactly. That's why I'm not
People
afraid to
stop
unload.
getting their ass spanked.
Yeah.
Jim Coleman says music is not a competition.
Exactly, dude.
Fluck says gatekeepers are the worst trolls.
They are, man. They really are. They're holding people back, and they're telling people like, you don't need this or that, and people are missing out on that stuff because they're getting kind of, I hate to use the word bullied, but they're getting, you know, coerced out of using things because people are making them feel bad for using it. And they're like, oh, if you need a boost pedal, that means you suck. Well, there's a lot of legendary guitar players out there who are amazing, who use boost pedals. So I guess they suck too. You know, there's just so much of that crap, you know.
CM079 says, hey, Jared, got 2 Charvels for the price of 1. MI Japan Jackson Rhodes, could not be happier with the first Charvels, over the moon.
Wow, nice, man. That's a good deal. I haven't played a Charvel in a long time either. Maybe I should have one of those on the channel. And EVH has new guitars out too. And Marty's got them hanging all over the store, and I'm like, man, I want to try one of those. The only problem is, like, they're all 6 strings, and I play 7s, which isn't a problem, but I can't do any mixes. And all my mixes are 7-string, except for 1, and I can't keep doing the. I could do 2 mixes. Yeah, that's all I got. And I can't keep doing the same ones over and over again. So I'll probably just talk about the guitar and play some riffs on it, you know.
Raxo says you're gonna get some mic preamps for your captures, like API or Neve.
Oh, Neves. Maybe down the road. I think what I'm using right now, everything's coming out as good as it can. So I've watched some channels of some studio guys that are really like sniffing corks, you know, showing the differences between different pre's and stuff. And I'm like leaning in and I'm like, man, I am not hearing anything definitive here at all. And a lot of people swear by that too. They're just like, I mean, the pre's that we get on our current boards that we use are all very good now. So it's like, you can add a mic pre to it. I'm not poo-pooing it. I'm just saying I don't think it's 100% necessary. And all they do is color things slightly, you know. And for profiling, I don't really know if they'll make that much of a difference. I might have to get a mic pre over here and shoot it out, you know, and like do a profile with and without it, and see if there's a literal difference, like it's something that's audible. And I'm not saying that they're not worth it. I'm just saying that for now, everything I'm doing is coming out really good, and I'm satisfied, but I'm not afraid of trying new things.
Mark Kinney says, I just wanted to say thanks for all you do with these videos. I really liked the HEADFIRST amp for my playing and tone. It really sounds great. Cool stuff. Love you both. Rock on.
Oh, right back at you, man. Thank you so much, Mark, and I'm glad you enjoyed the video. That amp really surprised me. It really did, because like I heard all kinds of different things about it. And what was I going to say? Yeah, that's why I talked to Shay, because he helps Jason put them together, because Jason builds them and then Shay kind of finishes them here for the America group. He puts them in the head shell and all that kind of stuff, and I'm just glad I got some insight on the amplifier and everything, because I mean, some people say it's a modded Marshall, some people say it's this, it's that, so I got a better idea of what it was, and yeah, I was like literally surprised at how good it was. And I don't mean that as an insult to them. It's just I heard so many different things. So, and I'm such a gainiac. I was just hoping it had enough gain for me.
Heaven's Fire Official says, love your channel, man. I grabbed a Friedman IRX and I just can't get it to thump like I need it to, and I don't want to boost it.
Oh, thanks, man. Well, that's the thing, you know, there's just physics that has to happen, and a boost pedal is going to tighten it up so you get that thump, you get that low end. But see, the thump isn't really just the low end of the amplifier, because if that was the case, we just turn our bass all the way up and we get thump all day long. But you want the thud, you know, you want the, you know what I'm saying? You don't want that brrr, you know, you want that quick attack and that response. And that's what an overdrive pedal does. It tightens up the amplifier so it's more attack and tighter, and it doesn't melt, and it's not goopy. So I mean, just try a boost pedal, man. Just try it. There's no harm, there's no shame in it. I would say that 90% of your guitar heroes use one, so it's not a big deal. And then the 10% that say they don't, just say they don't. You know, they got one in a special drawer somewhere.
Their tech guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, Johnny back there. Boop. You know, you see the rig run down. What's in this drawer? Oh, we can't show you.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Exactly. I mean, here's the other thing. I'll say this. Eddie Van Halen didn't use a boost pedal. You know why? Because there's one built into the amplifier. The Stealth has a boost pedal built into it. It's the gain on the blue channel, and he always played the red channel. So when you're on the red channel and you crank the gain on the blue channel, there's your boost pedal. They're connected. So that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of secrets out there that these guys don't want to tell you. It's the same with me. Like, it's business, you know. I own a pressure washing business. Been doing it 24 years. I know every secret there is to know. I've probably invented some myself. So if some kid's going to come up to me and like, hey, how do you wash houses so fast? Do you think I'm just going to show them? No.
He pays you.
Well, yeah, you got to pay me. You got to pay me. Like, you got $1,000? You know, and I mean it, though. It's business. Like, why would I want to just give away my secrets, you know? Yeah, I worked hard to develop all that stuff. I'm not just going to give it away. And that's how these guys are, too.
Yeah, CS says some people just want to hear themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, look
Feel
how
good
smart
about
I am.
themselves, yeah.
Oh, I'm so smart, ain't I? Pat me on the back, please. Publicly, pat me.
You know, that's just how they are, man.
Flex says, congrats on selling QC captures to Mike Romeo. At one time, he and I were playing the same amp, line 6 Beta Head, and I got to compare notes with him about it at Gigantor in 2005.
Oh, Gigantor, yeah. Nice. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you know, it was funny. Like, it was Monday. I got up Monday morning, and it said, you know, that I sold some captures to Michael Romeo, and I'm like, that can't be the same guy. I'm like, there's probably like, you know, 800 Michael Romeos, you know? So I sent him over to him and thanked him, and like I do with most people, hey, I just sent everything over to you. Thank you very much, you know? And then he got back with me, and he's like, oh, these things are great. I love these. They sound really good. And then I'm like, oh, I'm glad you like them. And I was like, by the way, are you the guitar player for Symphony X? He goes, yes, that's me. And I'm like, holy, like, thank God I wore the white pants. It was a little reference of Deadpool. No, it was crazy. I was like, oh my God. So I emailed him back, and
so you might want to wear the dark pants. The white pants would be a mistake.
So we emailed back and forth a bunch of times, and he asked me some questions. I asked him some questions about some things, and we got to talking about other things. And turns out, like, he's actually just like, I felt like I was just talking to my neighbor or like a friend or whatever. I mean, he's super humble, super cool guy, and very complimentary. I sent him a bunch of other stuff to try, and he thanked me for that. And he's taking them to practice and trying them out. And we talked about our like his rig and his live rig, and we went back and forth about that. But then we got on the subject of smoking meat, and then he was like, "Oh, dude, I love doing that." And he's got a Traeger, and we talked about smoking meats and stuff. So, because I just said, "Hey, I noticed that you're coming to Michigan to do a show at the Token Lounge in was it May? I think it's May." And I said, I'm definitely planning on coming and seeing you guys. And I said, in fact, it'd be nice to meet you guys, and I'll even bring you some food. I'll smoke a pork butt for you. And that's when it all opened up into the smoker talk. We went back and forth about that. So, yeah, super cool guy, amazing guitar player, and you know, and all that aside, like, how lucky can he be? Like, he gets to be in a band with Russell Allen, like that singer. Oh my God, that guy's such a great singer.
You know how he feels.
Yeah, I love Russell Allen. What?
I said, yeah, you should know how he feels.
Too. I have the female version of Russell Allen right here. No, it's awesome, man. I mean, he's so, he's got to be just pinching himself. Like, man, I get to hear that guy sing whenever I want, So, yeah. And Russell the same. He's in a band with an amazing guitar player.
Tyler James says, what are the chances you plug your Tonex into the return channel on the Astro to see what that flavor is like? Maybe on a riffs and responses. I still plan on buying the Astro, so I'm curious to see.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm sorry I haven't gotten around to that. I was going to do it on one of my episodes, and then the episode ended up being like an hour long, and I'm like, gosh, I can't make this any longer, I'll have to see what I can do. And just so you know, like, plugging things in here is hard because all these amps are like hardwired into my shelf. And getting behind there and plugging stuff in the backs of these is like, it could be kind of a cumbersome mess. So it's hard getting back there and doing all that stuff, but I'll see what I can do.
Well, let's see. Dean Harkness, 100% Eddie Van Halen didn't just pick up the guitar and start shredding. I can't stand people talking down to beginners.
Oh, yeah. I hear you, man.
Muddy Creek Critter, hello, long time. You guys are looking good. Have a great week.
What's up, man? Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a bit.
Matthew Sprague, oh yeah. Any thoughts on the Red 7 Dirt?
I would love to try one. It's hard to get anything from Italy, just to try. I mean, the shipping cost has to be just astronomical. But if they do have, I'll have to see if, I'll check with Luca and see if Red 7's got like a depot here where they have like maybe a dealer or something that we can work something out on, because I would love to try that amp out. I really would. So we'll see. I'll have to reach out to Luca. Thanks for bringing that up. I got to get a hold of him.
CS says he's miserably happy.
Miserably happy.
Braxel, Jarrod, I run my QC through 2 Cappy preamps API style. I'm not kidding. It makes my sounds more pro. There is really a difference. Try it.
Oh, yeah. Which amps?
My QC through 2 CAPI Cappy preamps.
Cappy. Can you screenshot that, please? Yeah, I'll have to look into those. Yeah.
Jim Simmons, Jarrod, you are right about boost and overdrive pedals. Many high gain amps and amp modelers and plugins sound much better using boost and overdrive pedals.
Oh, they do, man. I mean, see, the thing is a lot of people think, well, if the amp's got enough gain, it doesn't need a boost. You're not boosting the gain. You got the gain all the way down. You're just tightening it up and making it more responsive by slamming the front end a little bit with it. And it's not about, making it sound better. It's about making it respond better. And the sound better part is part of it in a way. I mean, if you were blindfolded, you probably wouldn't know when I turned the boost pedal on when I was just playing chords. You probably wouldn't notice the difference. Now, there's exceptions to that. Some boost pedals can brighten up an amp quite a bit, but for the most part, you wouldn't be able to tell. But when I start doing palm muting and riffing, that's when you'd be like, oh, that's a boosted amp because it's tighter and more articulate. I mean, I can play a flubby amp as articulate as I can. It's not going to make it any more articulate, but the boost pedal helps with that.
Braxel says, I use the mic press for pre's or press. It's PRES.
Pre's,
but okay,
mic
for
pre's.
mics and all kinds of sounds, and it just adds that extra level of the sounds I'm used to hearing on records.
Oh yeah, it adds a little bit of color and warmth. It really depends, on what you were using before you use those. If you got good mic pre's in your gear, I'm not saying you don't need them or it doesn't make a difference, but I get what you're saying. I mean, there's a reason why they sell them. They do make a difference, but yeah, I'll have to see if that makes a difference with captures profiles.
The Metal Edge says Glenn Fricker was told by a very famous metal producer that pre's aren't that important when recording distorted metal guitar. He demonstrated using an old Behringer 12 channel mixer.
Oh, I heard about that episode. Yeah, yep, yeah. Gain in guitars does cover up some things, But I don't know. I'll have to do an experiment someday.
Murray Guitar Pickups is here. He says, "Good day, everyone."
Hey, what's happening? Guitar pickups? What brand?
Murray.
Murray. Haven't heard of those. Have I? I don't know. What kind of pickups do you make, man? Do you make for like metal players or anybody, or just curious,
Mike Nash is here. Hi.
Hi.
Scotty Nose says, "That's awesome."
Scotty knows.
CS Carrie, the long yawn almost pulled the hat off my head. Yeah. No, need some fresh air.
She's quite the yawner tonight, isn't she?
Steve Shaheen is here.
Hey, what's happening, man?
Hey, can't get enough of that smoker. Thanks for trying to help me too.
Yeah.
I just destroyed in a bad way.
She made a belt out of a.
I really did.
out of
It's
a
so
chuck
bad.
roast. Yeah.
But I'm gonna eat it.
Yep. You're gonna eat
I'm
it
gonna
all.
crunch that beef till it's gone. Dean Harkness says, "Who needs the pat on the back now?" Oh.
It's okay.
Tony says, "Has anyone tried the Shure Reactive Load IR box? Great reviews to what I see."
Oh, I haven't tried one of those, but I've heard good things.
Tyler James, "Does purchasing something through your affiliate links help you out a lot? I'm just curious, so I can set a reminder to use your link when I buy something."
Oh, thanks for asking. Yes, it does. I mean, I'm not going to get rich off of it, but it definitely helps. Yeah, I mean,
What it does help too, it shows the merchant that people are watching and buying from Tone Wars or because of Tone Wars, and so he gets more instruments, more gear to try and demo for you on the channel.
yeah, it gives me like street cred with
Yeah.
the dealers like Sweetwater, Motor City. I mean, Motor City, I have a relationship with them, and they're awesome. They're my favorite store. They always will be. Marty's the owner. He's a great dude, and I swear by that place. It's amazing. But they don't have every single thing out there, so sometimes I need to go elsewhere. Unfortunately, I'd rather go there because, I mean, like I said, I like them people and they're my favorite store. But it's nice to have that street cred with these other stores, and then yeah, I get a kickback. I'll be honest with you, I do, but I put in the time and the work and the effort here, and trust me, I'm still in the red when it comes to all the stuff you see around here. I'm still trying to get back and get into the black with it. So that's going to be a while. But so there's that, but there's also stuff with Sweetwater. What?
Oh no, nothing.
There's also stuff with Sweetwater that I would like to do. I'd like to do Gear Fest and stuff like that. And they don't invite you unless you're selling enough stuff for them. Otherwise, you're not really on their cool guide list. So it's unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. So the more,
Affiliate links get used.
the more they get used, the more privileges I get. And that's just the way it works. So I would really appreciate that very much. Thank you.
Mr. Guitar Guy. "Hey Jared, any new bands you've been listening to? Check out Breakdown of Sanity."
Oh, I haven't heard of them.
Screenshot.
Thank you. Gosh, I'm kind of stuck in my ways. I'm not saying I'm not open-minded to other things, but I have my,
I'll say it for you. He's not open-minded. So.
I am. I'll listen to new bands. I just don't go looking for it because when I want to listen to music, I try to find
He
something.
listens to himself.
No. Yeah, I listen to stuff that's familiar, like I'll listen to Pagan's Mind or Symphony X or Dream Theater, or if I'm in the mood, I'll listen to the stuff I grew up on, Van Halen, Rat, Scorpions, all that, Rush. I've been on a big Rush kick lately, and yeah, so I'll listen to that stuff, and I'll listen to things that people suggest for me, but for some reason, I just don't go looking for it, because typically when I'm working, when I'm washing trucks, and I got my earbuds in, and I'm just spraying water at everything, I listen to books. I'm always trying to educate myself because I want to be smart someday. That's about it, I guess maybe I'm old. Am I old? Because I just listen to books most of the time.
Let's see. Gravel Rocks. "I never use the boost because having to go back to clean, but now using the mud killer all the time, switch channels on the amp."
Yeah, yep, you can do that with the mud killer. It switches channels, yep.
Mr. Guitar Guy says, "I use a BBE and a overdrive and it makes my sound super tight."
Oh yeah, that's all about it. Oh, it uses the BB?
BBE.
BBE, is that the Maxon? I had a BB. It's like an orangey red colored pedal. I used that for a while. That's the one, and I love that one. That one was really good too.
Let's see. Ronnie K is with us. Hi.
Hey, what's up, man?
Christopher, you made it in the beginning this time.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he says, I think I have a problem with guitar gear. Cleaning vehicles today, and I found a distortion pedal, picks, a long cable, a tuner, and a ukulele.
And a ukulele.
case.
Wow.
In 2 vehicles, a sign I have way too much. So I
Jimmy
wish I
Hoffa.
could play the ukulele.
He found Jimmy Hoffa too. That's funny, man.
Riffs and Reaper is here.
What's up?
Jim Coleman says, getting back to new bands, check out Elegant Weapons with Richie Faulkner and Whom Gods Destroy with Bumblefoot.
Huh, interesting. I'll have to check that out too.
Screenshotted it.
Sons of Apollo was the last band I listened to with Bumblefoot in it. Yeah, it was interesting stuff.
Dean Harkness, thanks for the super chat.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that.
He says, it's been a challenging couple of months, but good to be back in the live hang. Cheers, everyone.
Hell yeah, man. Good to see you back. Missed you.
Thank you. Yeah.
And thank you.
Let's see. CS says the new Mick Mars solo stuff sounds pretty decent. The videos are creep fest, though.
Yeah, I heard good things about the songs, but yeah, the videos are a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of a spooky dude.
Oh, okay.
Well, what are you going to do? I mean, Mick Mars was never like, a poster child, a pinup boy. Right next to Ralph Macchio, there's Mick Mars.
Ralph Macchio, you have
no,
terrible taste in men.
No, I'm saying for girls' lockers when I was going to school, they open up their locker, they got Ralph Macchio and freaking whoever else, and then there's Mick Mars, like, really?
The alternative chick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the goth chick that casts spells on everybody in the bathroom.
Mike Nash says, Rush is my all-time favorite band. Funny, most of their fans also like metal. Seen them thrice, including the final tour.
Yeah, I didn't see the final tour, but I saw them about 5 or 6 times, and man, they were so good every time. I saw the Clockwork tour or the Clock something? That was awesome. Yeah, that was amazing.
Brexel says, hey, I found this channel called Shooty School, SH, Shooty School, and he shows you how to program your Tune Track, Easy Drummer, and Superior Drummer, and other 2-track products.
Ooh.
He's really good. Check him out.
Thank you.
Screenshot it for you.
Thank you. Yeah, because that's something I want to start doing. Thank you.
Well, why don't you play something?
Yeah, I'm gonna play something, and just give me a second. I just gotta switch things around here. Probably should turn on my wireless. This is.
That'll help.
A little bit.
I gotta wait to screenshot that till the heart is over top of the words.
Yeah.
There you
Okay.
go.
All right. 1 second.
a fan on.
Yeah.
Just a little warm.
Just a little warm. That's because all that smoking playing I'm doing. Burning up the fretboard. Yeah.
So, Tyler James says, I like the way this cuts through the mix. It sounds tasty.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, it definitely has some aggressiveness to it. I'm digging these captures big time. This is channel 3 of the amp, by the way.
Can you, when you come back... Oh, if the fan is not on.
Yeah, I'll turn it on when I get back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I also have to point it at me because I'm way over here.
Oh, okay.
Flux, can you explain the details of the captures you are using tonight? What buttons were on, settings, etc., rhythm, lead?
Yes, good question. So I actually provided a legend that you can download in the capture pack as well. So there's all the information. Just on a Word document. That was that thing I was... You had to tell me save you. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta get. Where's my wireless?
On your other guitar?
Oh, did I leave it on there?
Possibly. That's my
Sheesh.
guess.
Oh no, it's on my desk. Why would I put it on my desk? Am I stupid? So yeah. So basically, what I used.
Did you catch that?
With what?
You said, am I stupid? And I said,
We'll talk later. Okay, there's your fan. I think. No, the remote's stupid. There we go.
There.
All right, so yeah, so on this particular capture, it's in modern mode. The bright cap 1 is on. The clipping diode is on. And I think that's
send
it.
you the
Yeah,
paper.
but it's all in the paper though. If you download it, it's all in there.
I skipped one from Anxious Nation. He says, hello from Florida.
What's up, man?
Hey, enjoy
seen you in a
Florida.
Yeah.
Wish I was in Florida.
Yeah.
My brother was in Florida last week, and I'm super jelly. Flux also said, nice. Those Alta captures cut through like a razor. Really nice game texture.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Let's see. Flux, I like the thump of the Alta. I hadn't heard it till you demoed the amp earlier in the week. I can hear it tonight. It's a very succinct thump. I really like it.
Yeah, it's nice. And there's an overdrive being used in here. That's what I captured my odd box in UK mode, and it sounds great with the amp. So I'm like, perfect.
I can see how scary I got that.
Lots of subtle jabs tonight. Wow.
Jeff?
Cook some awesome meat, go out for cigars, and...
You said you liked it.
I do.
Be
I
happy.
pay extra for it.
Jeff Hirschberg says, like that Flight of the Bumblebee-esque section. Well done.
Thank
that's
you.
Favorite part, yep.
Appreciate that.
One of my favorites. And then they're talking to each other. And Dean says, me too. He caught it too.
Me too.
I know. Well, I wasn't trying to hide it.
Yeah, let me do a rhythm
I
track.
always get caught with those things. Somebody will send him a video of it.
Yeah. Yeah, let me do a rhythm track real quick with this thing,
good
and
idea,
just so you
'cause
can
here,
hear
caught
how
up.
thick and nasty it is. 1 second. There's a couple more for you. Yeah, man. These things sound incredible. The feel is really good. I'm super happy with how they came out. I was playing them, like I said, up in my living room this morning and last night, and I was like, dude, I have to do a show with these. These are freaking great.
Tyler James asks, what would you say are the pros and cons of the Mud Killer versus the Oddbox?
Oh, good question, man. Very good question. Everybody troll them just like they do in the groups. No, that's an excellent question. So I would say that the Mud Killer is great with a lot of amplifiers, but if you have an amp that's really tight and sculpted, but you just want that extra kind of push, the Mud Killer is going to take too much away from it. Like the Badlander. Like the Badlander is a perfect example of an amp that does not agree with the Mud Killer at all. It takes too much away. No matter where you have that fat skinny knob, it just takes too much away. Whereas with the Oddbox in UK mode, it makes the Badlander sound amazing. Like it's fuller, fatter, definitely more responsive, but it doesn't take anything away. It actually adds some beef to it, you know. And you get amps too, like the Stealth, the Blue Channel especially. It's a great channel, but I like it with a boost. And if I'm going to boost it, I wouldn't use the Mud Killer because this amp it's pretty tight and pretty, you know, it's not super flubby, but you just want that extra response. The Mud Killer is going to kind of thin it out too much, where the Oddbox is going to be perfect. It keeps that fullness there, but gives you that response that you want, and it doesn't change the tone of the amp at all. It sounds the same, but it feels better, and it's a little more aggressive sounding, but that's about it. So it really depends. So if you have flubby, tubby, gooey, loose amps, the Mud Killer is the way to go for you, hence the name. But if you have amps that are a little more modern and sculpted, then I would go with the Oddbox. And I always tell everybody, just get both, because our amp collections change. And a lot of times we'll buy a new amp and be like, oh, I don't like this amp. It's probably not the amp. It's the boost pedal that you're using for all the other amps that works well with it, but doesn't work well with this one. So it's good to have it turned off. So it's great to have a couple of options so that you can use those depending on the type of amp that you have.
Braxel says, I still think we need a Tone Wars get together.
Oh, for sure.
Party at Braxel's house. Put the address in.
Post your address.
We'll
We'll all show up. You're going to cater, right? No, we do need to do that. You know, maybe we can do something this year. What do you think?
Depends on your work schedule.
Yeah, it really depends on my work schedule and all that. But because I own the pressure washing business, and in the summer, it's feast or famine usually with me. So if
last year was famine, so hopefully this year.
Yeah, last year was famine. This year, hopefully, it'll be better. So it all depends. But that's the problem. Like if it's feast year, I'm making money, but I don't have time. So we'll have to see. If I do end up doing something, usually I'll do it in the fall, because it's just my season's over and I can actually dedicate time towards it. I'd love to do it in September. To me, that's the best time. September or October are the best times to do it for me anyways. But
CS says there are no cons with the Mud Killer.
It really depends on the amp. The Mud Killer is amazing. I'll never get rid of it. I think it's an awesome pedal, but
apparently our stream froze up a little bit.
Oh, did it?
But
It's
I don't
green
see
now.
it. Where's the back?
Now you can see they changed the update. They updated the software, so you can see it. It's little green things, like, you know, like the Wi-Fi thing. Bottom right, go over like 3 or 4 inches, you'll see it. Yeah.
All right, there it is. Let's see. Tyler James says, I have the Mud Killer on my radar for my next boosty Magoo. I still only have the precision drive at the moment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Mud Killers, I think you should get that. But if you already have a precision drive, maybe consider the Oddbox, because the Mud Killer and the precision drive are pretty similar. The only difference between the two is, well, feature-wise, I mean, the Mud Killer will switch channels for you, but the Mud Killer has, you know how the precision drive has that, what knob is it? I always forget. The attack knob, and it's notched. Well, the Mud Killer has a fat, skinny knob that's variable. There's no notches. You can put it anywhere you want. So that's the difference between the two pedals.
He did get a new modem. He just has to hook it up.
It's upstairs.
We do have one.
AT&T keeps calling me. You still haven't returned your old modem. Like, I know. Because it's like every day I've
He
been
needs
shooting.
a tech friend.
Yeah. Well, it's like I shoot a video, and I'm like, well, I can't change the modem today because knowing my luck, something will be wrong with it, and I can't upload. So, yeah, I got to get that done tomorrow, man, because AT&T is like calling me daily now. Like, hey, got our stuff? We have it back?
Christopher says, just finished cooking Gordon Ramsay's curry in a hurry.
Ooh.
He found his video on YouTube a few days ago. Oh, wow. Better than restaurant curry.
Wow. Dude, he has some great tips. I learned how to cook steaks from him. That's how I learned how to do my steaks. You know, I watched him, and the one thing that I was doing wrong all these years was taking them right out of the fridge and throwing them in the pan.
Right.
Now I do them at room temperature, and I'm like, there it is. Room temperature. There's the trick.
I do love curry.
Oh, I love curry.
It's not super carnivore. But
Curry's awesome.
Heaven's Fire official said that was a very cool riff.
Oh, thank you.
CS, Mud Killer is better than the PD. It's a bit more versatile in his opinion.
Yeah, it's a little more versatile, yeah.
Flux says, by itself, the Alta Capture has a real Motley Crue 1981 vibe to it. Way cool. And here we're discussing Mick Mars.
Yeah, it's definitely got some cool vibes to it. I really like it a lot. I think a lot of guys will like it. You know.
Let's see. Oh, J-Dubs, what do you use for your bass tracks? A bass
My
player.
backing tracks? I think he's talking about backing tracks. A bass player.
Our friend John, the bass player.
Waka waka waka. I use so I write my own. I write my own music, and then I get together with my buddy TJ, and then we'll sit down in my living room, and he'll bring over his laptop, and we'll program the drums, and then I have my buddy John Thrasher, who's like amazing bass player. He'll lay down the bass tracks for it, and then I'll put the guitars where I need them for backgrounds on the solos, and then I'll cut them out for where I'm going to be playing live. And that's pretty much what I do, and we mix everything down. I have an album out. It's actually in the description of this video. It's on my website called Mixology, and all those tracks with all the other playing without any of the mistakes are on there. So, but I basically, we just did the album, and I just said delete all my stuff that I would play live off of there and leave everything else, and that's what I do live.
Natural Aquarium says, we want some delicious country licks, man.
Some delicious country licks.
There you go.
Well, I got some Waylon Jennings coming at you. I don't know any country licks, man.
He's not a country guy.
Nope. There's some
He'll
country.
listen to it with me, but he won't play it.
Yeah, there's some amazing country guitar players out there that you would think like, oh, he's just. But these guys shred, man. Vince Gill, he actually played on a couple metal albums. He's friends with some of the guys. I can't remember which album it was, but they were like, yeah, I'm friends with Vince Gill, and he actually played the solo on this song, and everyone's like, what? It's like, dude, that boy can shred. You didn't know that? And everyone's like, no, he shredded his ass off on it. Some of these guys, man, you know, I still think to this day, Roy Clark could outplay anybody, even now.
Oh, he played the banjo, right?
He played the banjo, but he played the acoustic too.
What was the show? Hee Haw.
Hee Haw, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I miss Hee Haw. I used to watch it.
Yeah, it was a funny show.
Hee Haw.
Hee Haw.
And Granny with the price tag hat.
Yeah. Yep, so Roy Clark could take an acoustic guitar and bury any guitar player playing an electric. This guy would just kill these guys. And that was back then. Roy Clark was amazing, man.
Braxel says, you got to come to Fort Worth.
Oh, there we go.
Actually, Texas is on my bucket list. I've never
Me too.
been.
I'd love to go to Texas, man.
Huh? Jeff Hirschberg, do you use a compression pedal? And if so, which one?
No, I don't. Good question. I don't. I used to when I was younger. But I haven't used one. I think they're great though. They're nice to use for cleans. The only time I use a compressor is in my Kemper when I'm doing my acoustic stuff, with my piezo. It just gives it that little bit of a squish, and it keeps everything at the same volume, and I love how it sounds and feels. But that's about it though.
Christopher says, I made Gordon's butter thyme steaks with some ribeyes. Oh my God. So good. It was borderline inappropriate.
Borderline inappropriate.
Christopher. That got me. Christopher says, what do you think of the idea of the blue guitar, an analog amp modeler? I believe all analog multi-FX are the future, in my opinion.
I think it's a great idea. I have the blue guitar amp Iridium, I think is what it's called. It's upstairs. I haven't hooked it up in a while, but it's actually a pretty cool unit. The Amp X is something I'm really looking forward to checking out when it comes out. And I know Thomas is working really hard on it, and I can't wait to hear that thing. I'm hoping that it's going to be amazing. I really do.
Flux says, I bought a used Ignator Armageddon last night off GC's site. The amp is 120, 60 watts and allows you to use any power tube combos in it. Also includes an onboard ISP decimator gate.
Oh, nice.
Capture time.
Capture time. Yeah, Bruce is a great guy, man. He's super nice. He lives in the area here. He's a really cool guy.
Tony Krozik wants to know, which boost did you try or like best with the Angle Founders Edition?
Hey, Tony. Oh, man, you know, trying to remember now. Yeesh, I don't remember, dude. Did I mention it in the video? I don't remember if I mentioned it or not in the video that I did of that amp. I'll tell you what, here's 3 choices that I probably did. It was either the Odd Box, the Mud Killer, or the Grid Slammer. One of those 3. So I wish I remembered, dude. I really don't remember. Yeah, but congrats on that amp, man.
Jeff Hirschberg says Glenn Campbell was a great player too.
Oh yeah, a lot of them country pickers, man.
Steve-O says Tommy Emmanuel shreds on the acoustic.
Oh yeah, Tommy Emmanuel. Yep, very, very good.
Dean Harkness says Texas is awesome, but not in the summer.
It's a little hot down there.
Tony says the Mud Killer has a compression toggle. It works great for the added push.
Yes, it does. Yep, I use it all the time.
And Dean says the room temperature rule pretty much applies to any meats.
Yep. Yep. Cook them at room temperature, and they're going to come out way better every time. More consistent.
It's 8:30.
It's 8:30 already?
It's 8:30, and I got the yawns.
Sheesh. We got to get you some coffee.
Some more.
And then you'll be crazy.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thanks so much for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it. Had fun hanging out with you guys and performing for you. And I want to thank everybody for purchasing the preset and capture packs. Tonex will be up tomorrow. It's my first, well, after coffee. It's the first thing, maybe during coffee I'll do it. I'll have them uploaded and everything, and I'll share a link in the community section. But those came out really good as well. I mean, it's a rare amp. It's not something you see every day, and I think it sounds really good, and the captures came out as good as I could have expected them to. And I even used, that's the one thing I forgot to mention, I used dual cabs. It's my first time using that, I think, in the Quad Cortex. So tonight what you heard was the amp through both cabs, the Zilla with the DV77 and the Mesa with the Vintage 30s. With my switcher here, I can turn on 2 cabs at once, and I captured it with both cabs, and man, it just sounds incredible, you know. And I have it with just the Mesa and DIs as well. But I really do appreciate you guys buying the capture packs. Honestly, it saved my rear end a couple times last year, so I really appreciate it. So anyways, well, it's fun hanging out with you. We're going to get Yawny Pants upstairs and give her some caffeine or something. But like I always say, God, I forgot. Every day's a gift.
And I have a sneeze coming.
Do the nose thing.
It was too late. And thanks for spending part of your gift with us. Have a nice week. We'll see you next Sunday.